All right, guys, back at it again. We are installing this new smoked LED light that does a couple options. It'll do like the rapid 5 flash like an F1 car, or it'll just be normal with that button on there. I have it on the F1. To access it, you got to take out both lights. Once you take them out, there'll be screws on the bottom of these. They're 10 mils. They look like that. Mine only came with 3. Also, to get out the lights, they have a star bit. I believe it is a, what is it? It's a T10 for mine to get my motor lights out. Once those are out, that gives you the access, like I said, to get to those 10 mils. This just pulls up, as you can see. Once it pulls up, to release the old LED, you need to loosen these. They do have a star bit on the end of it, but you'll need the female side of it to do it, or I just use a set of pliers right there. Or grips, and was careful not to hurt the threads, loosened it, and go ahead and reinstall and tighten it down. It looks like that. So you can see now that's the new look, and here is the OEM look with red. That went like this. So pretty excited to get this installed. Shout out from my girlfriend who got that for me, but you can definitely see a nice difference. Now it's just to go ahead and get this installed in the reverse order. There is a 1 connector that you will need to go ahead to disconnect this. I just reached it on the left hand side. There's a pull down tab that you'll pull down. I don't know if you can see in there. Yeah, you can see in there. So the connector's down there on the ground right there, hanging loose, that gray one. You just want to, I think it was pull down, then pop it out, and then you can see the holes in there for the install. All in all, really easy. Been at this for about 15 minutes, probably longer than I should have been. Just trying to find the tool to loosen these, but I didn't have nail for that. So I just, like I said, use the grips. All right, I'll show you the end product in a second. All right, guys, we just finished up doing the rear Vette light smoked LED. I have the F1 settings turned on. Gonna be doing the rear side markers blacked out and the front side markers. Gonna be starting with the rear first, so stay tuned. We're gonna have to open the trunk, take out both of these lights on the corner again. As you saw, I had the inner ones out. But yeah, take the outer ones. I'll have access to these. And then there's 2 push tabs I'll show you in a second that you push, and those will pop out. All right, got the light out. You're gonna have a clip. They just pull apart, and then this will get us in there. And now you can see the rear tail light there. There should be a push tab. You can pop them out. All right, so the push tab's on the very far inside. You're gonna have to reach in pretty deep, and it's gonna push from this side, and then it'll release it, as you can see there, and then this will pop out, and then we can guide this one out right here, just like that. But I gotta go do that other side. All right, so you want to make sure you push this side out first all the way. These push in like that, and that releases it. And there's one here too. That almost broke, but should be okay. All right, so the next step is this piece right here, the gray one, comes out of that old one. It just turns and lifts loose. You're gonna need to remove the bulb, and then there's a connector in here that connects into where that bulb goes for the LED, okay? You put that in, and then you'll secure this back in and then rotate it. And then if you want the animation, it needs to be on the on spot, as it tells you, or the dash is standard. I'm doing the animation just because I want to see what it looks like. It'll still be accessible if you want to tweak it back here on the cable. And then this is good to go in now and go from there. Same spot, connect this, and then reinstall. There we go, driver's side done. Super easy, pops back in. Looks way better. I got both of the rears installed now. It's looking good. All right, guys, moving on to the front ones. Should be able to do this without having to jack it up. On a hill here, So obviously if I'm gonna jack it up, I gotta pull the camera out or go down there and work on it. You're gonna need a T-bit here, T15 to be exact. It's fitting mine. You guys might have screws, but this is definitely gonna be a T-bit for mine. Same thing like the rear ones, there'll be 2 push tabs, or maybe just 1. Once we get access to this fender lining coming off, then we can get it, and then swap over the connection onto this one, and be good to go. All right, got the front driver's side. You saw the rear back there, and we got the rear brake light. Gonna finish the passenger side. All right, all done. No more amber on the front, no more red on the back. Looks way more aggressive. Got next, I think I'm gonna get the Vette lights for the rear. The ones on here on the bottom. And then I'm gonna be switching these out to those new infinity lights. I'll shout out that person here a little bit. I'm sure you've heard of them. And we got some new badging coming on the side and the rear and the front. I still have the Morimoto headlights in the front, but I'm gonna switch out to those fog lights on the bottom. And then I do have, like I said, a new badge coming for this. And I have another piece I gotta install here that's missing. And I got some letters in the back, and I have to fix this trim here. When they painted the roof, I have to get a whole new piece here. So stay tuned for that.